Cam, as I recall, our conversations about the recruiting process and the recruiting cycle and kind of the cycle of the year and the year's events, uh, I can recall sitting here at the same juncture on the calendar, and because there's a big wave here of recruiting visits, and then there's another big wave in June of it
Mm.
being more like a 4 to 6 weeks after that wave in June, as to being at the point that you're going to start to make a determination: are things going well, or things not going so well?
Yeah, but I think you can even extend that out, right? Because last year I put it on, yeah, it was June 1st, I want to say, but they got like a ton of commitments mid June, like a week, 10 days after my pick it out of the sky deadline, right? So even that 1 week, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't seem to me going well. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like, oh, well, and again, I personally, like I said, I picked a line or a deadline or a time, and I said by then. So I would say, honestly, you got to look at it maybe even a little bit later. Um, just because, and it's that thing where you do do an experiment and you test an hypothesis, and then you go through the scientific method and you think, okay, well, this is the conclusion, and this is, you like, either it's proven true or it's proven false. So like last year when I set that as June 1st or whatever, I think that the cycle, going through with Cristobal and everything, I think it was proven that maybe a little bit later is where we should be looking. So I mean, I think that like pretty much you're going all the way through until fall camp, like all the way until the end of July, beginning of August, as your open window, especially because you have these June official visits and everything, things like that. Yeah, I think that whole time is time that you can give to the coaches. And again, because we've now seen it in a full calendar year's cycle, whereas like last year, I'm like, he got here on campus and he basically had 2 weeks to recruit some guys, got some guys, missed on some other ones, but whatever. Now with that full year's cycle time, I'm like, well, maybe it should be by this time. Again, putting my viewpoint from the exterior on things. And then it turned out to be maybe a little bit later. And I'm going to take that as proof positive. Let's look a little bit later. Let's maybe go through, let's check back in, July, August, like in those times, see, okay, cool. So over the course of the entire 7-on-7 season, spring football for us, spring football, track seasons for high school, taking the time after the academic year, during 7-on-7 and family vacation season when players are visiting and really sitting down with their families and going through all their stuff. You get these, you get those final grades from your junior year, which matter as well, like all these different kind of things. And then maybe that timeline is pushed a little bit, but that's really where we saw a lot, not only for Miami, but across the sport, of these commitments and these, players actually making tangible moves forward in their recruitment. I think that will be the time I'm looking at last year. So moving it a little bit, but based upon what we saw on the trail last year.